about the positive side. So most of us have like a smartphone. Most of us have like a smartwatch or whatever it is, iWatch, whatever it's called. And these days, guys, if you come to Bali, first you're alone, you want to make a friend, all you need to do is download an app called Tinder in most cases, hit the go button within a couple of seconds. Well, maybe not all of us, yeah? The pretenders don't have Tinder, yeah? But you can literally meet anyone, yeah? This is not a bad thing depending on what you want, etc., etc. You can also kind of, if you don't want to leave your house, you can go on Gojek or Grab or whatever it is, order some food, it comes to your doorstep. So things are getting faster and things are becoming more convenient. This is a positive thing. We're even living longer. Well, so they say. I think we used to live longer a long time ago, but that's another story. But in most cases, most countries are moving up. People have medical access or whatever. People are living longer. Any luck? But here's the downside, and this is something that I wanted to share with you guys, which is connected to business development. Most of us now are so addicted to Facebook likes. We're so addicted to picking up the phone as the first thing we do when we wake up, even before we say hi to our partners if we have them. We're so, there was a study done about Facebook and its creation about the addiction of endorphins. And what they found is that the likes and the blings and every notification you get, this really creates this feeling of good or getting attention. That's the main thing. But the fact is that most of us have never questioned that. And what's happening now is some people think just because you get 10,000 likes in your business means you make 10,000 friends. Is that true or false, guys? It's false, because 10,000 likes doesn't mean you have 10,000 connections. So similarly in business, we're all being taught to scale our businesses. 10x it, 20x it, 50x it. And you go on website pages, people are spending a lot on branding and etc. Actually, it's got some branding people in the room, this is good. But it doesn't translate to dollars. Yes? You can spend $10,000, get 10,000 Facebook likes and themes, but it doesn't mean you're going to get the dollars behind it. So you have to really ask yourself, what's the big problem with scaling technologically? But not all technology is bad. But here's what I'm finding a lot of people coming through my programs are, people are just living in chaotic times. They're very overstimulated, and no one ever stops to go, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I even in business? Yeah? Why are you in business? This is a very interesting question. My Richard Branson says the entrepreneurs are the crazy ones because you trade a 60, 80-hour work week with 160 hours. Why would you do that if you don't know why or what you want to get out of it? It's a very important question, and I'm telling you now, it's so easy to be an entrepreneur, but if you have a chaotic life, chances are you're going to run a chaotic business. So it's more important to create order in your life, and you're going to have order in your business. And I'm going to show you how this pans out in a second. So this is where I'm meeting a lot of people. 85%, there was a toll down in the United States and some other Western countries, 85% of us are disengaged. We're disengaged with our jobs, disengaged in our relationships, disengaged with the food we eat, disengaged with the environment, disengaged. Yeah? It's a very big problem. And what's interesting is there's more money in the marketplace for startups now. I'm also an investor, angel investor. I go to these big incubator programs. We coach startups. But we're finding 75% of startups that even win $1 million in the first year are bankrupt. So I just want to help you. Money is not the solution. Okay? You need to know that. Don't go out there and do things in your business just to make money. You might be hurting your business. If you don't believe me, research the founder of Uber. He no longer owns his own company. There's a reason. It wasn't because the product was shit or that the business concept wasn't right. Yeah? I suspect it's because he had too much investment money at the beginning and he scaled a bad system. But that's my opinion. You do your own research and make your own decision. So here's where some of you are meeting today. You're in your comfort zone, or we're all in a comfort zone. Yeah? But here's something I found out just recently. Most of us know what we know, like your name, your family, the people you live with, yeah? This is things you know. And then there's also things you know you don't know. Like some of you might not be as passionate about quantum physics as I am. So, but I love quantum physics and I know a lot about it, but some of you might not. But here's something I don't know. I don't know much about women and how they think. I've been trying to figure that out for 36 years. I still don't understand it. But I'm really interested to learn more. But women hopefully know what they know. But what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way is there's things about your job that you know. There's things about your business idea that you know. But here's what's so funny. This only constitutes 20% of what you need to know. I'll say that again. It only constitutes 20% of what you need to know. So here's what's so funny. Most of us are arguing. We have opinions on veganism, religion, money, business, environment. But it's based on what we know or what we know we don't know. But the magic, the 80%, is on things you don't know that are fucking you up. There's the F word. Some of you don't know the product is not. My clients know this. So we spend 80% of our time trying to make the product perfect when it doesn't matter. If it did, McDonald's shouldn't be in business. So there's something they know that you don't know that you need to know if you want to be a billionaire, millionaire, successful in business. Is this making sense? Yes, it matters, but not as much as you think. So these are the things I tend to try and transition people out of. But guess what happens? We hit the comfort zone, and some of you are going to hit it today, and you're like, no, this feels uncomfortable, Aaron. It's on purpose. Some of you were texting me, should I come, should I? I said, well, if you don't mind a little bit of getting outside your comfort zone, this is a workshop for you. Why? It's because I want you to know the truth about the statistics of what makes successful businesses work, not my opinions. Is this fair, guys? But not everybody likes to hear the truth, not even me. Sometimes the truth hurts. Because sometimes you're the problem. Sometimes I'm the problem. But some of us, and maybe write this down, there's learners in life, and then there's advanced learners in life. Advanced learners are people like top athletes, top business people, top parents. They want honest feedback. Why? Because they want to grow. This is a completely different objective. So I don't know where this is finding you, but my style is about giving honest feedback. But at the same time, I'm not responsible to push you outside your comfort zone. I think that's a bit egotistical. My job is just to help you get to the edge of your comfort zone and look around and go, wow. So here's an example for you. Can we all do better tomorrow than we did today? Yes or yes? Okay. Can we all make more money than we made today? Can we all be more confident than we are today? Can we all make more friends than we are today? Can we all change our lives tomorrow? I mean, look at us. We're in Bali. I mean, my goodness. I was a farm boy in Africa. So I had to get out of my comfort zone to get to this country. Some of you had to do the same thing. So if that's true about this, what in business are you missing out on just because you're trying to stay comfortable? Comfort is the enemy of success. Write that down. Might change your life. Comfort is the enemy of success. Some of us are holding on to something that's so small when you could be bigger. Food for thought. Let's move. So, who'd like to hear my story? You've heard it already. I tell the people who haven't heard it. So, quick story. Where's Primi? Please time me 7 minutes. I got to get this done. So much to cover. So, short story. I'm a farm boy from Zambia. I grew up on the farm in Zambia. And my parents and I grew up with very, very little, actually. I think we used to sometimes eat once a day. But here's what I love about my parents. They were my first mentors, and I'm so grateful. I never got to pick a lot of things, but I'm so glad I picked my parents. Spiritual conversation, but let's move on. So my parents just always told me, if you wanted something, I'll tell my parents, like, Mom, you know, that guy bought himself shoes, and why are we so broke? I want shoes. She goes, hey, you see those cabbages over there? I said, yep. Well, those cabbages, you can sell them for this much. If you make enough, you can buy yourself some shoes. Go for it. That's how they would talk. I said, Mom, I want to go to this party or wherever I wanted to go. They said, they're the cabbages, you go sell them. This is pretty much how I grew up. Now, some of you might think, well, this is child molestation or child abuse or whatever. But they instilled in me self-sufficiency from such a young age. Because in farming, there's a good saying, guys, if you don't plant in spring, you're going to starve in winter. You have to plant, and it's all hands on deck. Some of us have grown up in very comfortable settings, and this is partly why you're not getting what you want in life, because sometimes you have to earn what you want. I'll say that again. Sometimes, most times, you have to earn what you want. I just know how to earn things because I saw how it played out with plants. So I worked really hard. An Australian missionary picked me up because he saw how hard I was working. He says, hey, what do you want to do? I said, hey, I want to change Africa. I don't know what I was talking about. He goes, okay, well, we can take you to a missionary school, and you can learn English. I was like, great, is there food there? He said, yes. How many times do they eat? He said, 3 times. I said, sign me up. It was that simple. Some of us, like I said to you, I offer so many opportunities to people, and they're so busy questioning the opportunity, and they miss out in life. I was just taught to say yes more than no. So where do opportunities meet you today? I don't know. But I got to this high school, worked my ass off. I didn't even know. He asked me again. He says, okay, what do you want to do? I said, well, I think I can help Zambia, maybe with the legal system. He says, okay, you need to be a lawyer. I said, great. Here's something funny. I didn't know, but I was dyslexic. Bit of a problem. But he didn't know either, so he just says, that's great, you do that. But I just outworked most people because I came with work ethic. And basically, 2000, got myself a scholarship through him, ended up in Australia. My English was okay, but it was more like, how do you do, you know? And I got to Australia, I was like, hey, good day, man, how you going? I was like, I'm going by taxi. Nah, how you going? Good, let's go. Bobby I was like, what? This is not an English-speaking country. It was so crazy for me. And I was like, where are the black people? There was nobody. Well, there's a few Aboriginals, but they don't count. But so it was really, really challenging for me. But then I got to the place where Mr. Moffat basically gave me a piece of paper, $250 in my pocket, got there with 2 diplomat kids. 2 who? Okay, just checking if you're listening. These diplomat kids were super rich. And we got there. I said, okay, I'm here. Let's do this. And basically they said, okay, well, we got some good news and some bad news. I said, okay, well, give me the bad news first. The bad news is Mr. Solomon passed away, brain cancer, 2 years ago. And the program you came on doesn't exist. It's like, oh, okay, so what's the good news? She says, welcome to Australia. I was homeless for the first time in that country. But here's what was curious to me. These 2 other boys, Zambian boys, called up mommy and daddy. Within 48 hours or so, they were back, first class, back home to Zambia. And this is where I learned this quote. I hope you write it down. It may change your life as it did mine. The enemy of a great life is a good one. The enemy of a great life is a good one. I had no good life. I had $250 from a person who's passed away, promised him I'll change my country. Where was I going to go? And this is so cool because you might not believe the story, but there's a lady in the room who met me when I was an international student 18 years, 15 years ago. We were poor. Ask her. She knows the whole story at the point when I actually got myself out of homelessness. You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't believe me, just ask her. She's been there. She's seen us go through university dropouts. She was there. It was an extremely exciting time because we met so many people. We bonded together. But the point I'm making, guys, is I had to continue. And some of you guys have good families. You have good passports. You have so many good things going for you. But that's the reason you're not going to go for greatness. You understand? Because you know you can fall back on good. Okay, 3 minutes to go or 3 minutes done. Yeah? So I just stayed. And I got myself a job at the dishwasher because I had no other option. I was competing with a Bob who was a surfer. I kept missing work. I took his job for $7 an hour eventually. But here's the thing. I had work ethic as a farmer. I outworked everybody. Within a year, I was managing the whole hotel, the restaurant. But here's what's so curious. This restaurant was called Hakoa Club. It's run by Jewish business people. Wow, did my life change. When it comes to money. Some of us have some weird stories about money, but guess what? If you get in business, you better get a healthy story about it. Because money is the scorecard for success in business. That's it. And these guys just kind of weeded all these negative stories I had about it. So my question to you today is, what's your story about money? Do you think money is evil? Do you think money is bad, or it's for people who cheat the world, or whatever story you have? Let me give you my definition of money. Money is just a scorecard for my success. That's it. It's not good, it's not bad. But I learned that through this Jewish restaurant. And guys, I got 3 qualifications while I was there, and I asked my boss, I said, thank you so much for these qualifications. You really care about me? He goes, no, I don't care about you. The government pays for it. I'm like, the government pays for these qualifications? He goes, yeah. I said, wow. So here's my thing. I'm a farm boy from Africa. I said, how many more Africans can I help? That's pretty much how it happened. And so within 6 months, I set up a training company to help more refugee asylum seekers get hospitality management certificates. I made my first $1 million. I have never seen that sort of money in my life. I think I was 21, 22, can't remember. So I went and bought a Porsche. I bought myself some friends. I bought myself some suits, some houses in the eastern suburbs, and I bought myself a wife. I didn't know it at that time. She was stunning. She still is. But here was so funny. I stopped hanging out with my community. I stopped doing the social work I used to enjoy doing. I lost myself. And this is where I learned, guys, money doesn't make you happy. But it affects everything that does. I'll say that again for some of you who think money is evil. Money doesn't make you happy, but it affects everything that does. So guess what the universe had in stock for me? My head was so big, I was so arrogant, I was telling my coaches to go F off. I was telling everybody to F off. I thought I knew better than everyone because I made more money. I lost everything. Excellent. Nice one, Thomas. I got sued $500,000. My wife left me. My fake friends left me. They took my car. They took my business. I lost everything. Second time homeless. Second time homeless. So, lucky for me, I had mentors. And this is why I believe in my programs, because I'll sell it like life matters, because to me it's changed my life just listening to other people who are slightly more successful than I am. I became homeless. I actually tried to kill myself. I'll tell you that story at the end. But this homeless guy resuscitated me, asked me, what the hell are you doing? You said you want to change Africa. You said you're going to do all these amazing things. And you want to be remembered as a suicidal person? What the hell is that about? So I got myself another coach. Within 6 months, just go back to the basics of helping my people again. Started making money. Round 2. But this time, guys, I never forgot who I was. So who are you when you're building this business? Or who do you think you need to prove yourself to? Because I had some of that stuff going on. So in a short period, guys, I started coaching parole kids in prison. Changed my life. These kids couldn't get jobs, so I started coaching them on how to run their own businesses. Because they didn't have certificates, they had a bad criminal record. This is how I got into business coaching. Then I helped the parents, helped them, and it just kept going, kept going. 445 clients later. Let me define that. It's not just helping people sign up for a program. It's helping people within 60 to 90 days achieve what Jennifer has, which is at least your minimum viable product. Means you validated your idea and you're making some money from it. Doesn't mean you're rich, but I can tell you what she's had to go through in the last year together. Most people don't have the emotional stomach for it because everyone wants to get rich yesterday. That's not my program. Okay? Just want to help you with that. So 445 countries, I wish, 445 people, we went into 4 continents because people just got, I mean, like Bali, everybody's traveling. You just kept going and going. It just, oh my God, what a journey. And I just got addicted to solving problems. So this one solves startup problems with issues they have there. Then I got into health, so I started an organic cold-pressed juice company here in Bali. The Sanoa guys know about it. It's 15 minutes that way. We're helping local communities, resuscitating the land. It's just like crazy. I'm not really successful with the planting side yet, but I'm working on that. We started Niche Meetup. Who here has come to the Niche Meetup? Yeah, he won. You won. The 2 people, you know what it's about. It's just entrepreneurs are busy people. But wouldn't you want to meet more people like you who are doing something in this country, in this land, or somewhere? Niche is about that 3.5 hours once a month. Why? Because I need it. That's just how I built my company. And then the Startup University for dyslexic people like me. No, just kidding. It's for anyone who wants to build a business. But guys, I've been doing this selling cabbages since I was 12 years old. It wasn't cool to be an entrepreneur back in those days. It wasn't cool. The problem I have now, everybody's an entrepreneur. All you need is a LinkedIn page and a t-shirt to think about being an entrepreneur. I really think you can solve all problems. Because all I do all day, every day, Pribya and I, talking, my team is here, you know, in fashion, in coaching, and whatever you want to do, is you're solving a problem in the world, and that you're taking responsibility for, which most people won't. And you see it through because you're heavily invested. So I really think all entrepreneurs, just go turn on the TV, find a problem you're passionate about, and build a business around it. It's that simple. It's not that easy, but it's that simple. And I really feel if I can help you in some way, then that's my game. Yeah, Sudha? So, all that little rant comes down to one thing. I don't know where your model of reality is as I meet you. I don't know what it means to you to be an entrepreneur. But my goal, guys, is like this 3D game is to help you recognize if you're going to do this 3 stages of business, you're jumping into a unrealistic model of reality because only 20% of people on the whole freaking planet are successful in business. 20%. What does that mean? 80% of people you're talking to, your relatives, your family, your friends, are going to think you're crazy. Who's already experienced that so far? They think you're mad. What do you mean you're traveling to Bali and going to start a business? You don't have enough money. What success do you have? This is normal. But most of us, guess what we're trying to do? We're trying to get validation from the wrong people. We're trying to get validation from the wrong people. This is why I create a niche. You go to niche, you go, oh my God, I lost 1,000. I'm like, oh, me too. You go someone else to go, you dumb person, quit your business. This is what, go get a job. Go be safe. No. So, what's your model of reality? Let's start with the first one. Who can tell me what a startup is? We're all in this startup thing. What is a startup? Because if you don't know what you're in, why are you in it? Mini? Coba? Coba? Coba dulu.
Well, startup would be, I don't know.
What do you think a startup is?
Well, I think I
1, 2.
Okay.
It's just the wind. Yeah. And I want to hear your voice.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear
Are
me?
you? Are you? Yep.
Hear me now?
Yep.
Rest it on my chin? Okay.
Yeah. She told me that.
So to me, a startup is to have an idea and being able to pull all the resources together to make that idea reality.
Nice.
But I'm still very new at it. That's why.
No,
I'm here.
that's one of the best definitions I've heard in a while, actually. Excellent. Did everyone hear that? It's to have an idea and pull all the resources together to make it a reality. Did you hear that? That is phenomenal. Hands of applause for her, because that was really good. So, here's what I'm... Lisa, could you help me? Here's what I'm thinking. Because she said that, as a coach, I went into that model of reality and go, she's going to make it, because she said 2 things in there. I won't tell you what they are, but as a coach, I'm listening for these 2 things. But that will make her more successful than most people who think startup is easy. Or startup doesn't need resources, it just needs Facebook pages, or whatever story you think you got going on. So you better ask yourself what that model is, because whatever your story is, that's how you're going to present yourself in the marketplace. Here's what mine is, and see if you how you compare. It's a new business project, so it's not really serious, it's just a project. Designed to search reputable and repeatable business models. Nothing about product in there. Here's my favorite part. Super. What's the word? Super high in risk. Super high in risk. Remember the little comfort zone thing I was talking about? Means you got to live outside your comfort zone forever. Forever. Every day I am uncomfortable about talking to strangers. Every day I'm driving my team crazy about how we should do more. There's always more risk to do. So why I want to acknowledge Minnie is because she says, get your resources together. This is hard work. Because you don't have it is what she was implying. Most of us think, no, the universe will provide. Yes, but you got to have a strategy. That's your responsibility. You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't like risk, my suggestion, go work for someone who does. There's no 2 ways around that. And I can't coach people who don't want to build their capacity in risk-taking. You have to. If you don't believe me, speak to Nokia. They stopped taking risks. Where are they today? You're not immune to it. So imagine if that was your definition. It would really change a lot of things. Next. Most of us, how do we get into entrepreneurship? I'll tell you my little journey. I'm sure most of us can relate. Usually you're working for someone else. They're telling you how to do things. They're telling you where to turn up, how many coffees to make. Blah, and inside you're like, I'm going to kill this person. And then you're looking at them running their business and they go, that guy has no idea. I'm going to do it, right? And you get into business yourself. Usually that happens. And then here's where I meet most people when they come after my workshops. I call it an entrepreneurial orgasm, but that's inappropriate apparently. So I will call it an entrepreneurial seizure. A seizure hits you, you're like, oh, and then you go watch Steve Jobs movies. You're like, oh my God, I can do this in 1.5 hours as well. You know, because you watch the movie. You don't know he took him 20 years, right? And you're like, yeah, and then you read all the self-help books, you go to Tony Robbins, he goes, you can do it, and you sign up for this thing, and you get the t-shirt, you print your website, you go on Wix, you do your thing, you come and join a co-working space, you're like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. And you're open for business and you're waiting for your clients. This is an interesting place. But here's where I like to find people. I'm not saying cursing you here, but this is where I like people to be. I meet them when they're overwhelmed, they're tired, they've done it for a couple of years, and they're finding out what they don't know, they don't know. Because they went in with a degree, they thought that's what it's about. It is not. So I don't know where this finds you, but here's why I like working with people who are stressed and depressed. They come with this beautiful word called humility. They ask me questions they don't question. There's a big difference. Ask my clients, they'll tell you, I cancel people in my programs who think they know it all. Then why are you getting coaching? It doesn't make any sense. Some of us were like this. I had to fail at 10 plus businesses to go, okay, there must be something more to this business thing. And maybe you're like me, go do that first. But once you're humble, guys, I think there's a good saying that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That is so true. That is so, so true. So, great companies. Let's talk a little bit about what makes great companies versus startups. And let me give you the things you need to focus on. Because remember what I said about, maybe I said it yesterday, I did another workshop, but it doesn't matter. Successful people major in major things. Unsuccessful people major in minor things. So these are the majors. Take it or leave it, take a photo. My content is free, go for it. But what do you think makes a great company? Anyone want to take a guess? One thing, what makes a great company?
Vision.
Sorry?
Vision.
Okay, you cheaters. No clients involved in this. Clear. I know. Yeah, okay. That was like 5 seconds. Give them a chance. Okay. Anyway, clear picture of what you're doing. I read a podcast today. Most people are reactive in their jobs and they go become chaotic in their businesses, chasing the dollar. You need to know how much you want to make in the first year, second year, third year, 10 years. For some of us crazy people trying to build a legacy, 2,000-year goal. I have a 2,000-year goal. You're like, wait a second, Aaron, you're not going to be here. I know. That's why it's so much fun. That's what excites me. So, do you have a clear picture? Guess where I meet most people? Confusion. Yeah? Nothing wrong with that. You just need to know the difference. Number 2, consistent customer experience. I'm not in Ubud, but I went after them yesterday. I said, how many people here have a yoga teacher training certificate? Like, more people put up their hands. I'm like, how many clients do you have? Oh, 2, 3. How many of you came back last year and quit your business and now you're doing Kundalini healing? Oh, and then another group. Everyone had a certificate for something different, but what they forgot to do is they were inconsistent with the clients who were paying them money. It creates a bad reputation. So I always encourage people, please have minimum products and do them so well that you create a good reputation for yourself. Then get complicated. Don't jump from one product to another because your chakras are not aligned. You know, you're creating a very bad reputation for yourself. And this is why Monsanto, Coca-Cola do so well. They stick to things and they do them well, at least in the delivery and the expectations. So before you judge a bad company, ask yourself, are you also consistent with what your deliverables are? And if you're not, chances are you probably have too many products. Third, is this helpful? Really huge stuff. Next, dependable systems. Most founders I meet, they have the I syndrome. I'm the owner of this company. I am the best person in the company. If you are, you just bought yourself a job. A business owner is the least, I'm the least talented person in my company. In fact, I'm the least smartest. We even did an IQ test. I was like at the bottom of the bottom. Yeah? Don't tell Axel I complimented him. Yeah, he's going to get big-headed. But the point is, I rely on my systems. Why? I've got a life to live. Don't you? I have a little boy I love so much, and I want to spend more time with him. So I don't build the business to trap myself in the 24-hour thing. From get-go, I start creating systems. Yeah? So really think about that. What are your systems in your business? Whoo, my favorite. Strong leadership. Everyone say that with me. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're all so nice and polite. Let me tell you what a strong leadership does. He goes, strong leadership. This is like insane. People go, whoa, that's a bit obsessive. That's how you got to be in business. I'm telling you straight up. You cannot compete if you're people-pleasing. There are times you've got only yourself to depend on. Your wife won't love you, your husband, your parents, your clients, nobody. And if you don't have that, you're out. I lose more people there because mommy, daddy, father, financial said something about something. Guys, it's not that I don't care what people think about me. It's just changing the world is more important. That's it. But you feel it. So if you go, strong leadership, the market will eat you. Because they'll just be like, shit idea, right? You've experienced it. You need to, and then you got to do that with your staff as well and your leaders, because who likes to follow a lukewarm leader here? Look around. Nobody. So why are you being lukewarm about your business? Get obsessive. Like, seriously, it has to be on a bit weird side, because this is where people follow. Hey, Putu, she made it. Love this team. Awesome. Last but not least, total control. I can tell where you are in your business just by how much control you have. My program, they know the word is called scorecard. They laugh because it's not easy. The scorecard says everything about you. I don't even need to hear if you're passionate. I just say, show me your scorecard. Let's see what you did last week. That tells me everything about you and your business. Why? Because I depend on the systems. McDonald's depends on systems. Disney World depends on systems. Oprah, everybody loves her, depends on systems. Not opinions. Okay? I hope that's really helpful. So take a photo if you like, and try and move yourself from the left to the right as fast as possible. It will change your life. 10, 9, 8. Sudah? Okay, so here's the cool thing. Let's get into it now. So entrepreneurs are like triple polar, if there's such a thing. I don't know what the word is for bipolar, but there's triple polar. You have to be a little bit bipolar. Tripolar, thank you. Why? Let me explain. The entrepreneur in you is so different to the person who needs to manage the business, is so different again to the person who's the technician, right, Jennifer? Most people, guess where I meet them? They've got degrees and they've had a good job, so they're very good at their jobs. They're awesome technicians. This person hates managers, and this person hates entrepreneurs, but you need to have all these three people swimming around in your head forever. And they don't need to get along, but they need to coexist. Let me say that again. Jennifer is having this experience now. They don't need to get along, but they need to coexist. Why? Because until you employ other people to delegate to, you need to have all three hats on all the single time. And I only learned this like a year and a half ago. It changed my business growth. Forget 10x. We went like 200x because I was like, okay, now I'm the manager. This is what I need to do. Now I'm the entrepreneur. This is what I need to do. Now I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, and this. But here's my question. What percentages do you think you need to spend in each of these hats per week? Let's just have a little case study. Who would say you need to spend equal amounts of time in all if you're running a business? Who would say you would? Yeah, cool. Who would say maybe you need to spend 80% here and 10-10? Who would say 80% there and 10-10? Okay, people in my program know what's up. A true business owner spends 80% of their time on the business and not in the business. This is totally anti-school. This is why most successful entrepreneurs never went to school. Trust me on this. I'll explain it in a second in terms of what you do day to day. This is really going to make a difference, guys. So let's talk about the technician. Most of us come from there because we've all been through this beautiful thing called formal education. Yeah, I don't have nothing against it, but just understand it's a positive and a negative. Why? Because the fatal misconception of someone who's been to school, who's got a good job before, is the technical work in the business they think is the same as having a business that does the technical work. Let me give you an example. You could get a certificate in mechanics, go work for someone who owns a mechanic store, right? That's the technical work. But you go open your own, you figure out there's these other two divisions called administration and sales and marketing. And you've never sold in your life. So you find a lot of doctors can't sell sometimes. Yeah? And let me help you with this. The sales and marketing person would do much better in business than the intelligent, qualified technician. Because they can get one thing, new clients, and figure out the rest. This is why most very intelligent people fail in business. When I say intelligent, it's just overqualified, staying only in the technician role, thinking, oh, I'm a great specialist, therefore I'm a great business person. No, you're just self-employed. Big difference. So understand that. It will really make a difference. So let's talk about the other two that are rare. Managers are the delegators. They're the keepers of the high standards. They don't create the standards, but they're the keepers of the high standards. So here are the things you need to do when you're a manager in your business. You're planning departmental tactics. So how many of you are planning tactical meetings, strategy meetings once a week? Yeah? Okay. You're doing your thing. Qualifying overall performance of yourself and your team. Remember I said scorecard. Qualifying, not creating. This is important. Next. Recruiting, hiring, training, and firing. What's that, Aaron? Exactly. That is the role of a manager. Why? You need to not be doing the technical work at that level. Yeah? Is that helpful? Let's talk about my favorite people. The entrepreneur. Notice if there's any similarities to previous slides. Holder of the vision. Ooh, look at that word. What does that mean? I'm dyslexic. What does that say? Risk. I am really, but I take pictures of everything. Risk taker. If you're not taking risks, get out of business. You are not an entrepreneur. Hello? If you're not taking risks, you're not an entrepreneur. That's how I know. Hey, how are you going with that strategy? Oh, I wouldn't do that. It's not safe. I'm like, who are you working for again? You have to take risks. But here's what is so powerful, which I love and hate about this journey. You're in total control of the results, good or bad. So if you're blaming the key task issue, you're blaming the volcano, you're blaming your wife, ex-wife, husband, Donald Trump, I don't care who, you're not a business owner. You need to own your shit. 24 hours, 7 days a week, forever and ever. Even what I love about Oprah, one day she lost her luggage. She took full responsibility. She goes, it was my fault. I'm like, how does that happen? That's a big player. What do most of us, including me, do? Man, I throw a tantrum. I'm on the floor. Yeah. So anyway, food for thought. So here's what we do, we should be doing most of the time. Increasing the attractiveness of our business. What does that mean? Sales and marketing. Hello? Increasing the attractiveness of the business is the number one function of an entrepreneur, which means you have to be selling and marketing your ideas. Why? You don't exist. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you. So you have to do this most of the time. Number two, creating those systems I talked about so you're no longer the centerpiece of the business. I spend more time doing that than anything else in my companies because I want to get out of those companies. Yeah? And that's how you run 4 companies. You can't do it without systems. Developing marketing strategies. Remember I talked about strategies? So it's not, let's go do a Facebook campaign. It's like, I need these ideal clients. How am I going to find them? Which pockets do I work on? How much time do I get? And then on the scorecard, these are the efforts I need to do every day. If you don't have that, it's not a strategy. It's a conversation. So the first thing I do when I coach particularly big CEOs, I say first thing, show me your calendar. If I don't go there, I've lost them. Why? It's just majoring in minor things. Marketing strategy, if they don't have one, we gotta get one. Last but not least, develop leaders. Why? Guys, I mean, I love the 4-hour work week, but it depends what you want to do. If you want to be a freelancer, 4-hour work week, go for it. But if you want to build a great company, 1 is too small a number to achieve greatness. I'm just telling you. You need to work with other people and you need to trust people more. Okay? So really work on that. It'll make a difference. How much time so far? So, 3 stages. Let's talk about the first stage. First and foremost, guys, never ever see a business coach, including me or anyone, even a doctor. If you don't even know your own problem, how are they going to help you? I meet so many people think they need help, but they don't even know what they need help in. So my biggest question to you, just to save you time, is what's your biggest pain point in your business or business idea right now? If you can answer that in one simple sentence, you're ahead of 80% of the population. Most people were just ranting and complaining. I'm like, okay, so what's the problem? Well, you know, this and this and this. Oh, and then this and this and this. And then I say, okay, so what's the problem? You know, what's the problem? There's always a solution to a problem, but there's no solution to no problem, right? So, first thing I want you to do is think about this. What's your primary aim of getting in your business? Why do you want to make $1 million? Guys, most of us will be okay with $100,000 a year. It will change your life. $100,000 income as a business is like $500,000 in a job. Don't believe me? Talk to your tax agent. It's so different. Your life is, you're free, man. If you live in Bali, you're balling. People like, I need $1 million. What for? That's $1 million problem. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm ranting, but you get my point. Next, what's your strategic objective? What does your business need to do to help you achieve that lifestyle that you were talking about? Most of us build businesses because we think we have to, instead of building a business as a vehicle to help us live our lives. It's so different. I meet people, I'm like, why are you doing that? Go enjoy your time with your family. I got divorced. I learned this the hard way. I will never build a business the way I used to back in the days. Money doesn't make you happy, but it affects everything that does. I learned that the hard way. So I'm just trying to help some of you who've never got a lot of money coming through. It comes with a lot of problems. And fake people. Yeah? So really get clear about what you want the business to do and then create a business that can do that. So unless you're like Jennifer who wants to be, can I say? She wants to be big. Let's just go with that. So fashion makes sense. Pakabaibu. Yeah? Fashion makes sense, but the way we're building her brand, it's risky business. But if she didn't tell me how she wanted to be and what her life was going to look like in 3 to 5 years, I might have said, let's just scrap the fashion, let's go and sell fruits or something. Because the business should give you what you want. You understand what I'm saying? Most of us don't think this way, so we just jump into Bitcoin or whatever's fancy going on at the moment. Why? Okay, so think about that. So having clear end goals. Clear end goals is different to getting $1 million. It's like, what do you want that $1 million to give you? Yeah, I was talking to Gent about this the other day. It's like, how do you feel is more important. I made $1 million once and I was depressed. I made 50,000 once. I was the happiest person. In fact, I was homeless and I was happy. I know the difference. So go for happiness, go for the end goal, and then build a business that helps you with that. I really hope that makes a difference. This is the first stage we're going to go into, but I just want you to at least know the stages. Because once you're clear, guess what? It's so easy for people like me to help you get to minimum viable product. What's minimum viable product? The dollar amount you can make for one transaction, we just multiply that by the lifestyle cost you have. You're free, baby. You're free. It can take us 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. It doesn't matter. What matters is let's get you viable based on your primary aim. Is this making sense, guys? I'm doing a whole coaching session. I should probably reduce it. But I can't tell you how many people don't know what they want their business to achieve, and they're just trying to go and get viable and sell shit that they don't care about for people they don't like. What the hell is the point? But once we know your MVP, Jennifer will tell you, we spend 80% of our time on the business models. Why? Remember the McDonald's example. McDonald's burgers aren't the best in the world, yes? My grandmother can make some with her eyes closed better than that. But why are they billionaires and she's not? It's because they have a very powerful machine that moves those burgers. And then they add a salad, it moves those salads. Then they add toys, it moves those toys. You understand what I'm saying? So the business model is more important than your product. I know some of you are nodding and you don't really get it, but you will get it when you lose enough money. You will come back and ask me that question. Okay, but if you can trust me on that, you spend more time finding the business model that suits you as a person and suits the product you want to move through and doesn't kill you or burn you out as well. Because some people in the room have ever been burnt out, you know you're in the wrong model. You got to find a model that suits you. And my favorite thing, if you, clients in the room, ideal clients, tribe people, just put up your hand. Let me just big up these people for a second. Mike concluded. Guys, I have more in common with these guys than I do with my family. This is crazy, I know. But I don't go after customers, I go after ideal clients. Who are ideal clients? We have the same values. We're passionate about the same things. And we don't mind investing in me so I can invest back in them. But we have a relationship. So there's no closing deals, there's opening relationships. You understand the difference? But I'm obsessed with them. I know everything about their lives and what underwear they're wearing every day. No, just kidding. You know what I mean? But we're so intertwined with each other. We care about each other, but they'll also tell you, am I always like nice to you guys? I'm not, because I want you to be successful more and bigger than me because you need to go change world problems. You get me? That's my objective. But if you don't believe you can and you don't want to, I'm probably the worst coach for you. I would drive you crazy because I really want to see you succeed. Yeah? And that's not like a sell. I'm telling you the best analogy, the closest coach I've found is a performance coach in the Olympic athletes. These guys, you've seen them? they know they got 4 years to train. The clients or the people training aren't like living normal lives, right? Where are they? If they're swimming pool, they're in the pool all the time. So this is a little bit too obsessive for some people. My point is then go get a life coach or someone like that. In fact, we have a great life coach. Where is she? She's still here? Putu? Yeah? Life coaching is different. I think it's a beginning, actually. It's a really good thing. But performance coaching is different. You see this says peak performance? We got to measure everything. So, do some work. Without results, I don't have a business. But without financial success for you guys, you won't change the world. This is simple common sense to me. You have to be financially sustainable. So, non-for-profits in the room, I don't believe in them for this reason. You need to be for-profit social enterprise. Genius has an arm called social enterprise. They make money so they don't have to ask the government for it all the time. Please build these type of businesses because you're not dependent on bureaucracy. I've done them both ways. Just for-profit businesses outperform 600% even capital businesses. Why? They have the culture, they have the environment, and they care. These are the businesses I like to build. But guess what? They're harder to build. But it's worth it. Why? If you focus on systems. Okay? So my suggestion is this. Don't go build your systems when you're not clear. Most people start scaling their business, creating online products, and you won't sell. Why? You don't have a reputation. You have a reputation when you're viable. Then you systemize your business. So I don't know what everyone else is telling you, but I've seen so many people, they start their business, they follow a system of someone else, but they don't understand it. They haven't validated themselves. So I recommend you go through this process. Okay? Primi, could you get the tool for me? So let's talk about clarity quickly. My favorite quote, the number of obstacles you face, guys, is due to the lack of clarity you have. So think about this. Any problem you have, relationships, business, finance, it's probably because you're not clear about it. Think about it. You're just not clear. When you get clear, you find a solution. One of our mutual coaches, John DiMartini, taught me this. And at that time, I had a lot of financial problems. But I wasn't clear about what money is and isn't to me. So get clear. It's really going to make a difference. And just attack every problem you have and find out, are you clear about what this problem is? Once you get clear, trust me, you find solutions to it. So here are the 4 stages in the clarity. You need to know there's actually 8 stages in business. How many? 8. So I'm packing in content, but keep up as fast as you can. There's 4 stages. I meet people, they're already prototyping a business they haven't researched. That's a bit crazy. What's the market opportunity for that product? Are you masterful in that to deliver a quality product? These are research questions. Who wants to buy it? You know, people are creating like typewriters that do massage and kundalini yoga, but nobody wants to buy it. What's the point? So do the research to save you some time. Then prototype it so you can test it in real life and beta launch. Can you see it's a paper? And some of you didn't. I grew up on a farm. We couldn't afford real planes, but back in the day, you could fold a piece of paper and you can like chuck it. You know those? Some of you are like, what? Yeah, you can't really. But it's cheap to make those things. I can't tell you how many people spend $10,000 on a website and they're not validated. That is madness. Just open a Facebook page. Google Anima Juice, my company. Try and find a website. There is none. I've just been on Facebook for the last year, and we're doing okay. Not all businesses are made equal. But I know my business model, so I don't need a website. Yeah? So just be careful about following the Joneses, because not all businesses are made equal. And then once you do this, guys, you do a revision and do it again until you're satisfied. Here's where most people want to play. They want to launch a pretty website, spend a lot of money. See more color here than there? This is called public launch. Yes, make it presentable, but this is where you start spending some money. Then you move to innovation, because based on the feedback, you innovate. People are like perfectionists. I'm a little bit like this. I'm trying to build a business perfect. No, you launch it 60% ready. Did you hear me? 60% ready, you launch it. Ask Jennifer, she'll tell you the story. We didn't even have a jumpsuit and she was making sales. She's like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I was like, they'll tell you what to fix. And that's where the innovation comes in. Okay? Then, once you're validated, guys, I'm telling Jennifer this because I'm picking her today. She's got a presentation when? Next week. So women, if you're into fashion and clothes, check her out. She's an image consultant, actually, not even a fashion extraordinaire. So, awesome. She's going to be great. I wish I could come and wear a dress with you, but I probably can't. So, what I'm saying about Jennifer's business now, because it's validated, it's actually 10x more valuable than it was when it was just a concept. You understand? If she wanted investment money now, I'll probably say yes. Why? Because she showed me how much her product is worth. You get more money when you're validated than you do when you're still at the beta launch. Some of you are not there yet, but I'm talking to the people who have staff and whatever. You need to go through this process, but I encourage every single person in this room, try and make at least $1 out of your business concept. Trust me, you're more likely to get more investment funding than when you're talking a theory, just pitching an idea with free subscribers. You know these people? Investors are a bit smarter these days. That train has gone, yeah? They want to see that you can make a sale. Is that helpful? Take a photo and just ask yourself maybe quickly, where are you on this stage and which stage did you skip? So if you're already kind of here, maybe go do some market research again and refine your marketplace, yeah? If you already did a beta launch and you want to like launch tomorrow, maybe do a bit of a revision and check where you wasted money, spent money, were you uncomfortable, do you need coaching, that kind of stuff. It's going to make a really, really big difference because you can be a market dominator these days so quickly because social media is so, like, it's not what it seems. Whatever you see on social media, you probably know half of that's not really real, right? I hope you know. If you don't, well, you're living under a rock. But you can look like a market, you can position yourself as an industry expert in something without very many clients these days. So this is quite easy to do. Well, simple, okay? But what I find is most people get there and then they self-collapse because the product is shit, this kind of stuff, because they didn't go through these stages. So really check yourself with that, okay? Next, prototype. My favorite. A picture, like ideas, is worth 1,000 words. A prototype is worth 1,000 pictures. So do yourself a favor. Build your MVP. Build your what? Build your? Oh, come and check your Facebook pages. Build your MVP. Why? Once you show me, if I don't have my juice here, but if I just go, ta-da, here's my juice, I will sell it much more than telling you the concept. Yeah? Get to MVP, guys. It's so worth it. And spend little money. Sidikit. Don't go spend so much money trying to impress people who may never buy your product. I was talking to another guy yesterday who does sales funnels, yeah? I don't know if you know that, doesn't matter. And he's like, yeah, you know, I validated my business because I had like 10,000 people subscribe. I was like, okay, did you ask them to buy something? No. I said, you go and ask them to buy something. 2 days later, you asked them to buy, 2 people bought. So this 2 million subscribers or whatever he was telling me is actually 2. MVP will nut out the naysayers, the pretenders, the people trying to be nice to you. Jennifer will tell you that story too. Yeah? It's different when you ask someone to buy, to someone go, would you buy this product? Of course they'll be nice to you. They'll tell you what you want to hear. But say, okay, can you buy it now for $10? Okay, now you know. Go for MVP, guys. Okay? It's really, really the best way to do it. So let's do a quick workshop. Premier, could you hand out those forms? So who's ever seen a business model canvas? It looks like this. Yeah? Okay, who's never seen one? Oh, yeah. Guys, okay, I've done one even better than the owner. This is not mine, but I've invented something. I don't believe... That was good. I know. Guys, I don't believe in business plans. Did you hear me? I don't believe in business plans. Who has a business plan here? I have one. I had one. How often do you look at it? Yeah, 0, exactly. The only time you should be worrying about this is when you're looking for investing or you're looking for, investor, or you're looking to go borrow from the bank. They need your business plan. Build based on necessity, not based on glamour. I'm telling you, this should be your new business plan. I don't have too much time, but I'm just going to go into a few basic things. The owner of this hates my guts, but I love him. I keep giving him a hug. His name is Alex Osterwalder. He created the business model canvas. But if you look at mine, I've added things to it. So he hates me for this. But I sent him a copy. I said, I think this is better. You should use it. But obviously, that yeah, Calvinizer. Yeah, exactly. So there's an app. You can get it. But if you see mine, I've added a section at the bottom. Because I really believe this is the part real business people need and technicians don't care about. But let's go through it quickly. First, you start with your customer segment. Simple question. Do you all brush your teeth here? You laugh. I met some people who don't. Yeah, okay. What do you use? Just name the brands. Colgate? Electronic Philips, yeah, that's a toothbrush as well, yeah. Who uses the cocoa toothpaste now? Everyone's getting into this charcoal thing. Yeah, okay, cool, whatever. So here's my point. If you use it, you are probably primed to start any business in the area you use. I always encourage my clients, go after anything you consume and start there if you want to start a business. Why? You have a user experience that you believe in. So guess what? I've made so many business mistakes. I love entrepreneurship. These are my people. I know the psychology of entrepreneurs. I am one. I know the feeling when you make a lot of money. I've been there. I know what it's like to be homeless. I've been there. I know the risks. I know what they call the demographics, and I know the psychographics because I am that. What do most people do? They see cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. They'll go jump into that, and they have no fucking idea about it. Not saying it's bad or good. It's just you're competing with someone that's known and spent their whole life in that industry. You can't compete. Go after places you're already in. It makes more sense. So let's just talk about my business for an example and how you guys got here. So is this interesting? It's like start with a customer segment, not your value proposition like everybody's telling you. I don't believe that because it's very different. So once you know your ideal client, so for me, startup entrepreneurs, people like you, I go, what are the 3 top problems that they have? Can you see there in mine, I added pain points? Yes? That's Aaron Mashano, so put hashtag that, that's mine, okay? If anyone steals it, no, just kidding. So, the 3 problems most entrepreneurs have are these. Number 1, lack of results. They're not making enough money. Who wants to make more money here? Put up your hand. See? You're already my client. Number 2, confusion. What do you do then to make that money? What's next? I don't know. Should I do a business plan? Should I? You don't know. Well, most people think they know, right? But confusion is the second problem most entrepreneurs face. Number 3, inconsistency. Today they go sell, tomorrow they're going to the beach, the next day they lost their confidence, the dog died, they're sick for 3 days, mom said this, that happened, oh my God. Before you know it, nothing's happened, the book's not written. Right? The people laughing know what I'm talking about. I've been there. So inconsistency is one of our biggest problems because we just live in chaotic times. There's too much distraction. Yeah, who feels what I'm saying? Okay, so imagine that's the pain you're feeling. I'm not interested in telling you the features because now I know your pain. I just need to create a business that solves those 3 problems. So guess what? You see how the brand was created. I deal with giving traction to the results. I deal with the opposite is clarity. I deal with consistency by giving you accountability through coaching. Simple or complicated, guys? Simple. That's it. So if you say to me, oh, Aaron, I want to know more about Facebook marketing, I'll recommend somebody else. So, just quickly for yourselves, this is a workshop. Who are you passionate about servicing? That sounds naughty, but you get my point. Who are you passionate about servicing? Have you written that down? Yes? Who's your customer? Who do you want to service? Start there. If you've written something down, say aye. I'm not moving until everybody says aye. Just try it. I'm not going to check it. It's yours. This is not school. You need a pen? Primi, can you throw out some pens? So, once you've done that, ask yourself, these people, so let's just say everyone's into restaurants and cafes these days. But you don't want to open just any cafe. You want to open a cafe for vegans, for vegetarians, for whoever. So if they're vegetarian, for example, or vegan, what are the problems vegans face in restaurants? Right? That's the stuff you put on your menu first. Is this making sense? So you put that there, 1, 2, 3. You got that? So just put 3 and try and put them in order. Try and put them in order. So even clients in the room, Jennifer just recently changed the order, changed the business, yeah? Changed it like from frustration to self-image or something. The whole business changed. Just that alone. So really take this seriously, guys. Because here's my point. If you don't know the pain points, what are you marketing? You're marketing to everybody, you get nobody. You got to be so clear about who your clients are based on their pain points so they can see you and come to you straight for that, okay? Everyone got that? And then all you do is get a thesaurus, I think it's called, and just look for the opposite of that word. That's your value proposition. Done. How many seconds? 1 minute, 60 seconds. How many years do most people take? 10 years, pay 1,000 for a business plan, never use it. So let me just help you. I'm not going to go into the rest. We have a boot camp on Saturday. We go into it in more detail because there's these other things, but these are the most important things to know now, because from here you can really give yourself some direction and start saying no to the wrong people. So if you don't have these pain points, I'm not for you. It's that simple. Such a liberating business. And you can charge more. So what I just wanted to say is every 90 days, I check this. Every 90 days. So that's what I call a tool, because you're using it. Business plans I don't use, so why would I encourage you guys to? Yeah? So I really hope that helps. How many minutes so far? Or to go? Just tell me how many to go. So, number 2. To go. Okay. Number 2 or 3? Oh, 3. Oh, good. Oh, wow, we're ahead. So, the third one is traction. This took me a while to define. My coach went off at me, actually, about this. It's like, yeah, you know, traction is like, I was like, actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. So, I apologize if you're on my program more than 8 months ago. I didn't know what I was talking about, but now I do. So, anyway, lucky they're still with me. Yes, Jen? You're not going anywhere, right? Okay. So, here's what traction means. Number 1, it has 2 ingredients. How many? 2. 1, acquiring new clients. So, if you're not acquiring new clients, you are dead in business. New clients should be at the top of your scorecard. This is the lifeblood of your business. This is the cash flow. If you have $1 more, you will stay in business longer than the person who had $1 billion business and then went bankrupt the next day. Cash flow is king in your business. Don't get faked out by investment. Cash flow. Because that's what keeps the serviceability of your business. And the only way to get that I know of is acquiring new clients. So please focus on sales and marketing. Remember that? Number 2. Growing at a sustainable rate. There's actually a percentage of businesses, I don't know what it is, like they fail, the reasons why most startups fail. Most of them grow too fast. They get all these big seed money, they blow up with so many stuff, but they have no systems, they're out of business. Yeah? So don't think just because you're small it's a bad thing. There's a great book called Good to Great, or Small Giants. I recommend you read any of those 2 books. They talk about Coca-Cola. They only sold something like 12 bottles in the first 5 years or something. Coca-Cola. Yeah? In the first year, right? Okay, thank you. So Roland, soccer player. He's come all the way from Brazil to come and tell us. Just kidding. Yeah, I know. Just teasing. Yeah? Guys, Coca-Cola did make it. And this is what's so curious. Remember I said the enemy of a great life is a good one. In my programs, the businesses that take longer to make 100,000 tend to outperform the ones that made it in the first 6 months. They just keep going because they've learned adversity. Now, I'm not telling you to suffer. You can be smarter with some smart coaching from someone, but just focus on these 2 things, but don't grow too fast. My coach puts it this way: take your time. I'm not the same as you, so I'm not going to tell you, yeah, I have a 6-month program, but it might take you it might take you a year to finish because maybe your skills are not up there. Maybe your confidence is not up there. If you're like me from Africa who thinks money is evil, I had to weed that out before I could even like ask for money. I mean, this was totally, who knows what I'm saying? It's like totally hard to ask for the sale. I struggled in the first couple of businesses. I just had this issue about it. So take your time, but be sustainable about how you do it. Okay, so this one I share with Start Direct. I'm going to share it with you guys. There are 3 types of prospects. Let's just put that here. Most of you don't know this. I know this because you're building it weird. Once you know your ideal client, remember we talked about that? Then you got to ask yourself, where is that person in the season of meeting them? There are 3 usually. There's the convinced people, and I already know who they are in the room. There's the complacent people, and then there's the concerned. You want to go for, as a startup, the concerned category. So this is a prospect who's actually frustrated. Remember I talked about that. They're really in pain in their businesses or whatever your product is, and they want a solution. They want what? These guys, you don't even have to give them a business card. They'll find you. 10% of the population. So what does that mean? 1 in 10 people in any audience, online or offline, are like this. Number 2, the know-it-alls. How do you know? They're like, yeah, but I don't agree with that. Yeah, but your product, you know, what are the ingredients? Da, 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 da. These people know it all. I put them in red on purpose. Don't waste your time. They know more than you do about everything you're trying to do, so what do they need you for? But most of us, what do? We try to convince those people. You'll be exhausted. Just let them go and let them go complain to somebody else. Yeah? So, they never change. You want to at least educate the complacent, but you don't want to force them to make a sale. So I often talk to people in my program to say, what's your sales process to inform people to build trust so that they can move from they're not sure what to do because they're not clear about their problem, and then you want to move them into concern, which is where some of you are in this journey with me now, is where you want to change. In fact, no, it's stronger. You need to change. Yeah? I met Tony Robbins when I was a refugee, guys. I didn't have the $50,000 he charges. Most people think his programs are expensive, but I needed someone to believe in my dreams. I sold my fridge. I sold my car. I was homeless for I don't know how long. I used my rent money just for a deposit, and I followed him around like a bad smell for 3 years. And some of the people call me lucky. There's no luck to this. He saw it in my eyes. I'm like, Tony, I don't know what the hell you do, dude, but you're the only person who believes in me more than I do. That's all and that's what I paid for, honestly. Now, I'm not telling you to go crazy like I am, but just remember what I said. Entrepreneurs are risk takers. I had nothing to lose. So, I needed to change. I needed to change. So I don't know where that meets you, but take a photo of that, and please do me a favor. Spend 80% of your time looking for people ready for your product, because otherwise you go out of business. And then let the other people get on a newsletter and warm them up and cook them and massage them, but don't offer your services to them. Don't even tell them the price. They're not ready. They will be in time. Okay? Is that helpful? It will change your life. Most people are spending 80% of the time on the left-hand side, educating the market. Good luck with that. Yeah. So, next in traction. Environmentalists in the room. I'm one of them, so I can go here. They want to create a new product. They want to have a new world order with no money, currency, and like the universe and everybody's perfectly aligned and nobody hates anybody. This is great, but here's the problem. Only 3% of the world will convert there because they don't trust you. You don't have validation in the marketplace. Just understand that it's harder to get sales from a new product with a new market. When you go to an existing market, like for example, my juice company, there's already people buying juices. Who's done a detox here before, like a juice detox? Look at this. So there's a couple of us crazy people who don't eat for a few days, right? But I knew there was already a market for it, and so I went there, but I introduced a new product. So my conversion moved from 3 to 10. But if I was the first person doing a juice cleanse, people would be like, what's that? Why wouldn't I just eat vegetables? La, la, la. You get it? So in your business as well, ask yourself, is there already an existing market for your product or service? And if there is, then you can introduce a product. But why are you asking everybody to buy from you? 1 in 10 are going to buy because that's just how it works. Okay? Then, next, is existing product, existing market. These are the people like, I think I was talking to Courtney, yeah? Looking at white label companies. He's already sourcing people who are already doing it. There's already customers there. You're just lining the two up. Amazon is good at this. That's why they convert about 15%. Nobody needs to be convinced about a yoga mat. There's a market for it, right? But there's a lot of yoga mats, so you just got to know that, yeah? But this is my favorite where I like to take my clients, is we need to move as fast as possible to build enough trust with an existing client and then offer a new product. At this new product, guess what? There's trust, and they've got user experience with you. You can charge whatever the fuck you want. I love that business. Why? That's where the 600% margins come in. And it's not about the money, guys. It's just I don't mind then putting my soul and heart into the coaching programs that I have with the people who've already shown me they give a shit about what I'm doing. Yeah? But if you don't, just go buy a cheap-ass product. What's the point of, investing more time? So really try that for yourselves. Yeah? I hope this is not too much. I'll give you a snapshot of things you need to think about. So, all of us want to have market share, 25%, but this is the revenue share. Let me give you a suggestion now. Please spend time at the bottom as a startup. Once you're established over $100,000 in sales revenue, get fancy. It's very hard to introduce a new product to a new market. They don't trust you, and it's nothing to do with you. It's just the way the market is. Okay? I really hope that helps you take a photo. Okay, so where do we start? This quote changed my life. Brendan Burchard shared it. It's like one of those quotes that just slapped me. Because for so long, guys, I was teaching everybody about personal development, knowing your personality, introvert, extrovert, left brainer, right brainer, right? But here's the thing. He said this, and this was curious to me. Your dream, your purpose, your mission should never. Should what? Never. Never means there's no option. Should never be made to bow down to your current limited human potential. What does that mean? I was hiding, Dan, behind being an introverted African. Yes? So I said, well, Africans can't build businesses. Some of you have this story. You're a woman. You're old, you're young, you're tall, you're short, you're this, you're that. You have money, you don't have money. But the fact of the matter is, and the best example is this of a bear. A bear loves honey, right? Imagine honey is the money and you're the bear. And then you have to get the honey, but it's up a 20-foot cliff, and then there's a ladder over there. Now, most people say spiritually, just be yourself. Well, yeah, the bear can be itself, but it's going to try and claw up that thing. It's not going to get there. It needs to be more than itself by learning how to climb a freaking ladder. Now, this analogy is so crazy to think about, but I can't tell you how many of us are staying behind our personality and go, well, you're good at sales, Aaron. No, I learned this from people. This is a learned skill. And if you're going to get into entrepreneurship, my friends, you have to give this story up. It doesn't matter whether you're an introvert, extrovert, da-da-da. In fact, introverts make more money by volume in business than extroverts. Why? They're focusing on their systems. They don't want to talk too much. So don't get faked out by the extroverted, charismatic people. It's not true. They're not the most successful in business, long term. It's the people who decide they're going to let the mission, and then they say, who do I need to become? Who do I need to? Nelson Mandela was not Nelson Mandela when he started his journey. Oprah was not Oprah when she started her journey. So why are you being so hard on yourselves? Find out what you want to become and ask yourself, what are the characteristics of that person? And then start training on that today. It's that simple, but it's not that easy. I hope that really makes a difference for you, because it did for me. 10 minutes, 15? I don't know. I'm almost done. So here's where I changed, and I started wearing this T-shirt instead of entrepreneur. I have two. I found out, guys, I can give you those strategies. Who got value from the business model canvas? Raise of hands. Okay. Please use it. Take a photo. If you want copies, send an email to my team. Yes, we'll get you as a lead. Yes, I will send you marketing. But you can get the canvas, and then you can just keep copying it and test it out every 90 days. But here's what I know is going to happen in 3 to 6 months. Life is going to happen. And if you focus more on tools and theory, instead of focusing on your personal habits, like always seeking clarity, go get yourself a coach. Go start joining networks of people who are supportive. Guys, generate energy. I'm looking at some of you today. Yes, there was a lot of content. But I'm telling you, the most successful people have the most energy. This is only quarter of her. Wait till you come on Saturday. You know. But they don't care what you think. Doesn't it take energy for a rocket ship to get out of orbit? 80% of the fuel is used just to get out of orbit. Think about that. Some of you want big goals, but you got small energy. How the fuck are you going to get there? I can pick who's going to be successful in this room just by how you're sitting. This is how coaches work. Because I'm looking for the people who are looking for me, but I got to understand, are you going to decide to have energy for your dreams? I have big energy. I can sleep 4 hours if I have to get a deadline done. Why? Because it matters to me, because my son, I want him to have a better life than I did. What's your reason for doing more than you think you need to do? Because have you noticed, you go to yourself, you go, oh, I'm tired. The minute you say you're tired, your body follows. CEOs go, I'm tired. Whoa, no, I'm running. They'll go for a run. They'll do something. Yeah? You need to take accountability for that. My favorite one. You want to know the biggest reason most people fail in business? They'll do it tomorrow. They'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, it's okay. It's not okay. 10 years from now, you will regret. And I would rather live with pain today than regret tomorrow. Wouldn't you? Don't get faked out. Productivity. Are you measuring yourself on a day-to-day, week-to-week? Because if you don't, guys, you're going to let yourself off the hook. Developing influence. The most successful people, guys, are also the most influential. So don't hide behind being an introvert like I did. I hid behind myself for so many years because I was too afraid of what people thought of me. If they found out I couldn't do A, B, C, D, F, G, whatever. But guess what? It still happened. I still ended up homeless anyway. And the same people I thought cared didn't care. Most people don't care about you as much as you think. So why are you worrying so much about it? You don't believe me? Just ask them if they remember a conversation about something important to you 2 weeks ago, 1 year ago. They don't care. They're too busy worrying about themselves. So I recommend you follow suit yourself. Last is demonstrate courage. We've shared so much information. We're near the end. 90 minutes is almost up. We're going to blow the whistle. Some of you are going to go back to your normal lives. Go complain about the weather and the Kitas and whatever else you're going to complain about. But 20% of you in this room, guys, you're going to go like, he's right. Like I did with Tony Robbins 5 years ago. I was homeless when I met him, but I knew if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to keep getting what I'm getting. You need to change by demonstrating courage to do something different in that big little bubble called doing something you don't know that you don't know. Because if you don't, you're going to have what you have. I don't make the rules, guys. It's just the way it works. So, I'd like to invite some of you, if any of this resonated, to experience a boot camp. Who's ever been to a boot camp before? Okay, some of you. You know, back in the days, everyone was into like Mudjacka boot camps, you know, tough stuff. Everyone's into ease these days. Anyway, it's all good, whatever. But, okay, maybe not for you, but I don't know. If you're open, some of you might have seen it on YouTube, yeah? There's these mud courses and stuff like that. Now, in business, boot camp that I'm running on Saturday, this Saturday coming, honestly, most of you will mentally feel this way in your head. Why? Because I am pushing boundaries in your head. So there's 4 areas you need to think about. Just write these down for yourself. Number 1, psychology. What is your psychology about business? What is your psychology about yourself? Do you think you're not enough? This is the shit that fucks you up. It's not the money. And if you don't have someone you're accountable to outside yourself, you're not going to focus on psychology because you think you need to focus on your business plan. You're out. Number 2, physiology or your physique. How much energy are you bringing to every meeting you have? Are you measuring yourself, your health, your well-being and saying, next meeting I'm going to come with a 10 out of 10 and I'm going to measure that way before you meet your prospect? Most of you are not this accountable. I was already meditating. You saw me go to the bathroom, some of you? About it. Physiology. Number 3, people influence. How influential are you, really? Do people think you're consistent or do people think you're flaky? And it's not what you say or what I say or any fancy words coming out of my mouth today, my friends. It's my actions are going to tell you who I am. So when you make a promise to your friends, your lovers, your clients, do you follow through with that? Let me be honest with you. Most of us overpromise, underdeliver. Ask my clients. I make less promises and I try and overdeliver. But guess who I'm making promises to first? Me. I got to live with me. Before I was making promises to my ex-wife, the government, my staff. I couldn't keep up with that. Someone's laughing. We've had conversations. Right. 4th, productivity. I don't care if you're spiritual or not. I think this is to be true. I've measured it with spiritual people and non-spiritual. We are here to create. The most fulfilled, happy people in life are the creators in life. You produce something, you're going to be proud of yourself. You don't, you'll be very disappointed with yourself. True or false, guys? Think about it. So why are we avoiding engaging the risk-taking opportunities that are going to give us something that we already know we need to have because you deserve it? Don't you? You deserve greatness, don't you? Yes. Right or right? Okay. So go out there and create something great. It's that simple. Do your book, right? Smash the shit out of it, and who cares who reads it? Just get it done. I can't tell you how many people are waiting for perfect. So, 4 areas. But we infuse those in 15 hours. Ask anyone who went there. We finished at 1 a.m. Why? There's people I work with. I don't stop until they're worked on. It's just how I roll. Why take 4 days when you can do it in 1? So if this motivates you and you're inspired by that, 30th, but it's about your habits. Strategies are bullshit if you don't have good habits, right? So let's change the game. So in closing, it's going to look like that beautiful hotel, but a client came to me recently and goes, yeah, it's a really nice hotel, Aaron, but I didn't see it. Yeah, that's probably true. So even though it's at a nice hotel, you're probably not going to enjoy it because you'll be indoors working hard. But you can go swim in the night, apparently, but just no skinny dipping, okay, Lisa? So here's what we're doing. I want to make it as accessible to as many people as I can. We only have 10 tickets, and I only have 30 people in the whole room, because that's 30 businesses. I got to, like, get in there and talk about your issues and cry. No, I'm just kidding. Not really, but close enough. But it's 1 full day. If you go on the website, it's $4.99. We give you a 10x tool, which talks about your peak performance. We give you online support post the boot camp. And you get access to this crazy tribe if it resonates. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Because honestly, guys, we just don't give a shit about what people think about us. We really want to change the world. That's just the bottom line. I'm not fancy about it, right? So I'll just finish on these 3 words, and thank you so much for your time and your attention. Number 1. Oh, so if any of that resonated and you want to take access for the $299 price, talk to Primi. She knows more about my business than I do. But here's what I want to leave you with now. Number 1, we're all going to die. Nice way to finish. Remember I told you I was homeless and I tried to kill myself? I was so ashamed of myself. I collapsed my identity with my business. But this guy asked me a couple of questions, and 3 questions came to me, and I want to leave you this just to ask yourself. Number 1 that came to me when I came back was, did I really live my life? Or was I too busy living someone else's? And you know what the answer to that, unfortunately, was? I was living my life for my parents, my wife at the time, the government of Australia, 2.4 kids, I don't know. I didn't even know what I didn't know. So are you really living your life, guys? And if you're not, why not? In Africa, my relatives are dying every single day. And we think we're going to live forever. We're not. So please take control of that pen and start writing the best story of your life, because you matter to you. And guess what? Number 2 is, are you guys really loving your life? Let's take it up more intimate. Are you loving people? Like, really? We're in business, right? Let's talk about clients. Do you love your clients? I love my clients. Love. It's like personal. When we break up, I feel like we're divorced. It's emotional. I get wiped out. Ask them. I do. Oh, some of them know, some of them don't. I get wiped out because it's so personal. I'm so invested. But we're taught to be so professional. Guys, we're human. We're here to connect. And if you don't love, then what the hell is the point? What do you love? And trust me, you do more for your business if you love something about it. Or like for me, I love my son, so I want to build my business for him. You do more for that than you do for yourself. True? We do more for our personal trainers in exercise than we do on our own at the gym. Why is that? It's just how we're built. So what do you love? And last but not least, is what's the legacy you're going to leave? If I died that day, guys, I would have been the successful failure, African whatever, and committed suicide. And that's what my son would have known me for. I am so happy this other guy brought me back and slapped me around and say, dude, you want your son to remember you for this. Since that day, guys, I had what they call mortality awareness. I don't give a shit about what most people think, because I just care about that little boy, and I want to make sure whatever business I create, he's going to be proud of. That's what gets me out of bed in the mornings. Not even myself. I'm too lazy and I'm too scared. I'll be honest. But most of us don't have a big enough reason because we think nobody really cares. Trust me, people are talking about you. If you have children, you know what I'm saying. They are watching you. So stop. Parents in the room. How many parents in the room? Okay. let's stop telling them what to do. Let's start showing them what to do. So I want to give a big hand of applause to you guys. Clap yourselves. Clap for yourselves for spending time. I also want to give a big shout to the Genius Cafe people. Big hand of applause for these guys. The food is awesome. They feed me every day. They're so awesome. And lastly, to my amazing team and the tribe as well for holding the energy for me. But thank you so much, guys, for coming. And may I start promoting you? You have a 50%. Are you going to talk about that?
No, I got you.
Okay, she's got it. But yeah, so if anything resonated and you want to come and join the boot camp, come and talk to Primi for as long as the tickets last. And yeah, just go and be awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Do you want to do questions?
Oh, yeah. Question answers. Yeah, because we started late. That's actually exactly on time. Yep. Oh, yeah, questions. Yes. Let's do three. Just three really good questions. Yeah. Uh-huh.
In that state.
Well, you can ask because maybe someone else wants to know. So what's the question? And then Primi might answer it.
So the question is, I have an idea, but I don't have anything in place. Is that something that would qualify to 10?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
The answer is yes, yeah. Because we go through the 3 stages, and so by the end, you're going to even know what to do next. So we start with you, and then we work through to the mature businesses by the end, yeah. Good question. Any other question about today? Because I know that's boot camp.